it's mulched with cockle shells, which are a local waste product. But over the years, with a bit of weeding and a little bit of bird activity, it's got a bit thin on the ground. So I'm going to top it all up. So these are going to help suppress weeds and retain moisture. That's one of probably about 50 buckets that I'll be putting in this border over the summer. But I've got other jobs I want to get on with now. I've had great success this year with the germination of my tomatoes because I got a heat mat for Christmas and it's made a huge difference. I'm growing lots of different tomatoes, but this one is Tumbling Tom. And these ones are determinates. It means that they're all going to fruit over about a period of a month. And then they're all going to be gone, and I'm not going to have tomatoes going through the rest of the summer. So a couple of months ago in April, I decided to sow some more because we've had such lovely autumns. I think I'm going to get a second crop. And because I'm a bit short of space in the greenhouse, I'm going to grow them in a hanging basket. So I'm lining my hanging basket with natural wool, which is a wonderful product, but I'm not using stuff that I've just got off the local farmer. I'm using a washed wool because it makes sure it hasn't got any chemicals. It feels absolutely lush and it smells lovely. So I'm going to fill it with some compost. I've got a bit of wood ash from my fire full of potassium. So I'm going to add it to the soil mix, just a bit, and it's going to help the plant grow strongly and fruit well. This size basket will cope with just one tomato plant because they grow quite large and they need a lot of feeding. This needs water, it needs time for the wool and the soil to soak up. So I'm going to pop it into a container to absorb the water from the bottom. And I can move it myself now because it's really light. But once it's full of water, I'm going to have to get my husband to hang it. Just want to share this happy place with you. I'm really pleased with this border. It's part of 4 red borders, and this lovely Maltese cross and this lovely Stipa tenuissima are working so well together. Love it here. It's really sunny, it's very free draining, the soil's not that good. While I'm happy with this bed, I'm not happy with the bed above it. This is quite a wide bed for me and it's quite an awkward place to garden. So I was reading how to use climbers in different ways in an old book and I thought I might try clematis. And I went to Chelsea and I saw one that I love, Clematis nubia. It's only going to grow for about a metre and I'm going to use it to sort of grow along the ground rather than up. That's not the greatest time to put a clematis in, but I've got it, so I'm going to put it with its roots in the shade and look after it, and hopefully it'll spread and it'll flower throughout the season. It's important to get the clematis sort of almost buried below the level it's in the pot to make sure it stays cool and gets moist, and the new shoots from the bottom of the clematis will grow. I've had it in a bucket of water for about an hour or two to make sure it's really hydrated and the soil around it is really moist. I can see it's already saying hello and trying to grab onto other plants. So I'm going to make sure its roots are firmly in contact with the soil. I put in some compost around it. I really want the roots to stay cool and I'll get that sort of growth from the bottom. And just to be absolutely certain, because it is really one of the sunniest spots in the garden, I'm going to use a stone and I'm going to place it around the base just to keep it in shade, really. Then I'm going to get down, say hello. Hello, clematis, welcome to my garden. So, will it or won't it solve this border problem? the end of the time that it's wise to harvest rhubarb. About midsummer, they say, because it needs to put on some growth after the last pick so it can send energy down into the crown so you get great rhubarb next year. Now, the best way to do this is not to cut it, but to pull it. So you want to push it down and then wiggle it from side to side. Oh, there it goes. And you've actually almost, I can show you, you've got a sort of little heel. So a cut would actually maybe let in disease and water damage and would damage the plant, but it naturally breaks off here. So I've done that very well, if I say so myself. There it goes. To add flavour layers when I'm cooking fruit, and I've often used these scented geranium leaves, but I found a new leaf to use and it's like a match made in heaven. I've got a couple of figs around the garden, and while I love the fruit, I've discovered the leaves are really flavoursome too. So when you cook them, they smell of figs, but they taste of coconut. So what I like to do is put the fig leaf under the rhubarb and I'll bake it. Then I'll take the leaf away and I'm left with coconut infused rhubarb, which is absolutely delicious. Last activity in the garden today that is bringing a smile on my face, as we've got a family wedding and I'm making confetti, and I'm using all the roses around the garden to do this, and I'm looking for ones that look as though they're just about to drop their petals. And here is one, and then I pop my basket underneath and I give it a bit of a shake and out they come. And the way I'm going to make the confetti is I'm going to use my new heat mat. I'm laying the tissue on the heat mat, then a single layer of petals, and then another layer of tissue to hide the light. Turn it on, and in about 4 to 5 hours, I have beautiful confetti. And it works much better than just drying it out in a dark room, because the quick process seems to keep the colour and the scent much more effectively. There's no yellowing. And I think I need a few more. So I'm going to sit back, see some more under here. And it's lovely to think all these beautiful petals aren't going to go to waste. They're going to go into my home, be thrown at the wedding, and become part of the rest of the summer.
Well, I think the idea of confetti made from rose petals from your garden is a beautifully romantic one. So, I hope the wedding goes well and a life of happiness ensues. I think Ned thinks he's married to me, actually. If I pay attention to anyone else when he's around, he gets very jealous. And if I sit down, he automatically comes and lies on my lap. Which is fine up to a point, but we've got a big thing to do, Ned. We've got to harvest potatoes. Potato harvester. How about that? Come on then, let's see what there is. Don't forget, good one.